Mentally strong people are often seen as people who have unshakable willpower, resilience, and a level of mental toughness that sets them apart from the rest. What makes them different? What makes their mindset so powerful that they seem invincible in the face of adversity? It's not just about pushing through difficult situations. It's about how they live, think, and respond to the challenges they encounter daily. There's a deep-rooted habit of resilience, an intrinsic belief in self, and a focused way of seeing the world that they cultivate. They operate with purpose, intention, and clarity. But let's not be mistaken. Being mentally strong doesn't come naturally to everyone. It's earned, it's developed, and it's nurtured. And this process doesn't happen overnight. So how do they do it? The first habit you'll often notice in mentally strong people is that they control their emotions. Rather than letting their emotions control them, they have mastered the art of emotional intelligence. Life throws all kinds of emotional curveballs: stress, disappointment, sadness, anger. And it's easy to react impulsively to these feelings. But not for mentally strong individuals. They allow themselves to feel emotions but never allow those emotions to cloud their judgment or dictate their actions. Instead of allowing frustration to take over, they pause, breathe, and think logically. They make the conscious decision to channel those emotions in ways that empower them instead of letting them drain their energy. Can you imagine what it would feel like to take a step back and allow yourself the space to process before reacting? That's the power of emotional control. You see, mental strength isn't just about dealing with bad emotions. It's also about cultivating good ones. Mentally strong people don't rely on external validation to feel worthy. Instead, they find validation from within themselves. They know that their sense of value is not defined by the opinions of others. This internal sense of worthiness helps them stay grounded and focused even in the midst of criticism, rejection, or failure. It's easy to let the negative voices in our heads, or from others, define how we feel about ourselves, but mentally strong people don't give that power away. They have a clear sense of self-worth that comes from their values, beliefs, and actions, not from the fleeting opinions of those around them. Furthermore, they don't dwell on the past. You know those people who can't stop talking about what happened 10 years ago? Mentally strong people don't have the luxury of being trapped by what has already happened. They understand that the past is just that, the past. What's important is what they do right now in this moment and how they shape their future. They are forward-focused and constantly work toward growth, improvement, and personal development. The energy they could have spent on replaying past mistakes or reliving past victories is instead channeled into actions that create their future. Imagine the freedom that comes from releasing the chains of regret or nostalgia. That's the kind of power that comes from focusing on the present. Another habit of mentally strong individuals is their unshakable belief in personal responsibility. They don't blame others for their misfortunes or seek excuses for their failures. They take ownership of their lives, good or bad. They recognize that they are the ones responsible for the choices they make, and they own those choices fully. This sense of accountability allows them to make changes when necessary without the need to point fingers. It's a mindset that fuels growth because they know that change starts with them, not with external circumstances or other people. In fact, it's almost as though they see obstacles as opportunities for self-improvement. Have you ever thought about how empowering it would be to take full ownership of your actions without the weight of blaming anyone else? It's liberating. A fifth and final habit that many mentally strong people share is their willingness to embrace discomfort. Now, this might sound strange to you. Why would anyone embrace discomfort? Well, mentally strong individuals understand that growth doesn't come from staying in your comfort zone. If you want to grow, you need to push yourself into the areas that challenge you the most. This could mean speaking up when you'd rather stay quiet, trying something new even when you're terrified of failing, or setting boundaries that might make others uncomfortable. They know that true personal development occurs outside of comfort, and this understanding drives them to seek out opportunities for growth, even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. Isn't it fascinating that discomfort, something most of us try to avoid, is actually a sign of progress? At this point, you might be wondering, how can I begin to develop these habits in myself? It's a valid question. It all starts with intentionality and commitment. You can't develop mental strength overnight, but you can start making small changes today that will eventually lead to lasting transformation. It requires consistency, patience, and an openness to learning. And most importantly, it requires you to be kind to yourself through the process. Mental strength doesn't mean being perfect or never feeling vulnerable. It means being able to rise again after setbacks, to keep going when the road gets tough, and to trust in your ability to overcome the challenges life throws your way. You don't have to have it all figured out, but you do have to keep moving forward. But here's the catch. You can't expect things to change overnight. The journey to mental strength isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. It's about gradually building your resilience one habit at a time. Sure, you might fall, you might slip up, but that's okay. What matters is your ability to get back up, dust yourself off, and keep going. It's a process, and every step you take, no matter how small, gets you closer to the kind of mental strength that you admire in others. Keep going. Don't stop. Keep showing up for yourself even when it's hard. In conclusion, mentally strong people are not born, they're made. And you have the power to shape your own mental strength. Through emotional control, internal validation, letting go of the past, personal responsibility, and embracing discomfort, you can build the resilience and strength necessary to thrive in this world. It might not always be easy, but it will always be worth it. So ask yourself, what habit can you start today to begin developing your own mental strength? The choice is yours. Continuing on the path to understanding the powerful habits of mentally strong individuals, it becomes clear that there's no secret formula or quick fix for cultivating mental toughness. It's an ongoing process that requires intention, practice, and a mindset shift. But here's the thing, once you begin applying these habits consistently, you'll notice a transformation not only in how you deal with life's challenges, but in the way you perceive and approach life altogether. Mental strength is about being adaptable, fluid, and flexible in your thinking and actions. It's about seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. But where do you even begin? One of the most striking characteristics of mentally strong people is their unwavering ability to stay focused, no matter how noisy or chaotic the world around them gets. Focus for them is not just about concentrating on one task at a time. It's about maintaining clarity in the face of distractions. The world is full of distractions, social media, negative news, personal struggles, but mentally strong people know how to center themselves amidst the noise. They've learned the power of mindfulness and its impact on their ability to keep their goals in sight, even in the most turbulent circumstances. You might wonder, how do they do it? They do it through a deep commitment to their values and a strong sense of purpose. This helps them filter out the distractions and keep their energy focused on what truly matters. And let's talk about the power of embracing failure. Most of us have been conditioned to fear failure, to avoid it at all costs. But mentally strong people have completely redefined failure. They see it not as something to be ashamed of, but as an opportunity to learn and grow. They understand that failure isn't final, it's just a stepping stone on the path to success. Rather than retreating when they make mistakes, they analyze the situation, extract the lessons, and move forward with even more determination than before. It's that mindset that turns setbacks into comebacks. And when you shift your perspective on failure, something magical happens. You begin to fearlessly pursue your goals, knowing that every mistake is simply part of the process. Another key habit of mentally strong people is their ability to set clear boundaries. Boundaries that protect their time, energy, and emotional well-being. People who lack mental strength often allow others to dictate how they spend their time and where they direct their energy. But not mentally strong individuals. They understand the importance of saying no, of not overcommitting, and of protecting their personal space. By setting these boundaries, they ensure that they have the time and energy needed to focus on what really matters to them. They refuse to let other people's demands or expectations dictate their lives. Have you ever said yes to something only to feel drained or overwhelmed later? Imagine the power in saying no without guilt and setting boundaries that honor your own needs and priorities. And here's the truth that many of us overlook. Mentally strong people don't let fear dictate their actions. It's easy to get paralyzed by fear, to let it keep you from pursuing your dreams or to avoid taking risks. But mentally strong individuals recognize that fear is a natural part of the human experience. They don't shy away from fear, they walk through it. They know that fear is a signal that they're about to step out of their comfort zones, and that's where the growth happens. Whether it's the fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown, mentally strong people understand that fear is temporary, but regret lasts a lifetime. Instead of avoiding fear, they embrace it, knowing that the biggest rewards often come from stepping into the unknown. Let's also talk about the role of gratitude in mental strength. It's easy to focus on what's wrong in our lives, the problems, the setbacks, the challenges, but mentally strong people intentionally cultivate gratitude every single day. They have learned that focusing on the positives, no matter how small, can significantly shift their mindset and outlook on life. It's not about denying the difficulties of life. Rather, it's about acknowledging the good, no matter how simple it may seem. Gratitude helps them stay optimistic even when things aren't going as planned. Imagine waking up every day with a heart full of gratitude. How would that shift your perspective on the world? But there's another aspect to consider: the importance of patience in building mental strength. You see, mental strength isn't about rushing to success or expecting immediate results. It's about knowing that good things take time and that every step forward, no matter how small, is part of the journey. Mentally strong individuals have developed the patience to trust the process even when results are slow in coming. They understand that nothing worth having comes quickly or easily. The power of patience helps them persevere when the road gets tough, and they keep their eyes on the bigger picture. Can you remember a time when you stayed committed to something long enough to see the fruits of your labor? That's the power of patience in action. Equally important is the role of self-care and mental strength. It might seem counterintuitive to associate self-care with mental toughness, but the truth is, mentally strong people prioritize their well-being. They understand that taking care of their physical, emotional, and mental health isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. They make time for rest, relaxation, and activities that rejuvenate them. It's easy to burn out when you're constantly pushing yourself, but mentally strong people know how to listen to their bodies and minds. They recognize when they need a break, and they honor that need without guilt. It's this balance of hard work and self-care that allows them to maintain their resilience over time. So when's the last time you took a moment for yourself without feeling guilty? Mental strength and self-care go hand in hand. Another powerful habit of mentally strong individuals is their commitment to personal growth. They never stop learning, evolving, and improving themselves. Whether it's reading books, attending seminars, or seeking mentorship, mentally strong people invest in their own development. They know that growth isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong process. They embrace the idea that the best version of themselves is always evolving. This habit of continuous learning fuels their mental strength because it keeps them adaptable and prepared for whatever challenges come their way. How can you make personal growth a habit in your life? It could be as simple as dedicating time each week to something that helps you grow, whether it's a podcast, a class, or even a new hobby. Now let's talk about the role of optimism. Mentally strong individuals are naturally optimistic, but their optimism is grounded in reality. They don't expect everything to go perfectly, but they choose to look for the silver lining in every situation. Even when things seem bleak, they maintain the belief that they can overcome any challenge. Optimism doesn't mean ignoring difficulties. It means choosing to believe that the situation is temporary and that a solution will emerge. This belief fuels their perseverance, allowing them to keep moving forward even when the odds are stacked against them. Imagine seeing every challenge as an opportunity to rise. How much easier would it be to keep going? In conclusion, the habits of mentally strong individuals are not just about toughness in times of adversity. They're about building a foundation of resilience, patience, gratitude, and personal growth. These habits shape their mindset, allowing them to navigate life's challenges with grace and strength. So ask yourself, how can you start cultivating these habits today? It all starts with the small steps you take in building your mental strength, and it's entirely within your reach. Let's dive deeper into the transformative habits that mentally strong individuals embody and the shifts in mindset that accompany them. You're probably starting to see that mental strength isn't just about enduring hard times. It's about proactively shaping the way you engage with the world every day. These habits are part of a holistic approach to life. A way of living that influences not just how you respond to difficulties, but how you approach everything, from relationships to career, from personal growth to daily interactions. And trust me, it's not as complicated as it might seem. You too can begin adopting these habits today if you're willing to put in the work. One habit that might surprise you is that mentally strong people have learned to master the art of saying no without guilt. In a world that encourages us to overcommit and please everyone around us, It can be incredibly difficult to prioritize our own needs, but mentally strong individuals understand that saying no is a powerful tool for protecting their energy and emotional well-being. They know that by saying no to things that drain them, they are saying yes to the things that truly matter. Whether that's their health, their family, or their personal goals, it's a habit of healthy boundary. But here's the catch. Saying no isn't just about turning down obligations. It's about being intentional with your time and energy. It's not selfish, it's self-respect. In line with setting healthy boundaries, mentally strong people also cultivate the ability to walk away from toxic situations and relationships. They don't hang on to situations that are holding them back, whether that's a dead-end job, a friendship that drains them, or a relationship that is harmful. Mentally strong people have the courage to walk away from things that no longer serve them. It's about recognizing that your peace of mind and emotional health are worth more than staying in a situation simply because you feel obligated or comfortable. It's not about being cold or uncaring. It's about valuing yourself enough to step away when necessary. Walking away is a form of self-love, one that mentally strong individuals practice consistently. But let's not overlook the importance of mental flexibility in strengthening your mind. Mentally strong people are not rigid in their thinking. They are adaptable and open to change. The ability to stay flexible when things don't go as planned is crucial in building resilience. Life is unpredictable and things rarely turn out exactly the way we envision them. But mentally strong people don't waste energy lamenting what didn't go right. Instead, they quickly adjust, recalibrate, and find a new way forward. They're not married to a particular outcome or path. If plan A doesn't work, they're ready to pivot to plan B without missing a beat. This mental flexibility allows them to maintain a sense of control and balance, no matter the circumstances. It's an incredibly empowering mindset to have in a world that's always changing. An essential habit in building mental strength is practicing self-compassion. It might sound counterintuitive. Shouldn't mental strength be about pushing yourself to your limits and beyond? Not necessarily. Mentally strong people understand that they don't need to be perfect. They embrace their flaws, acknowledge their mistakes, and show themselves kindness. This doesn't mean they accept mediocrity or avoid working toward improvement. But it does mean they know how to treat themselves with empathy. Self-compassion helps them bounce back from failure without being overly self-critical. When you're kind to yourself, it becomes easier to keep going when things get tough. You stop beating yourself up for not being perfect and instead focus on how to improve and move forward. Another powerful habit is the ability to focus on what's within your control. Mentally strong people are very clear on what they can and cannot control. They don't waste their energy trying to manipulate or change things that are outside of their sphere of influence. Instead, they focus on what they can control, how they respond to a situation, how they manage their emotions, and how they work toward their goals. By focusing on their own actions, they maintain a sense of empowerment, even in the face of uncertainty or adversity. When you stop trying to control everything around you, you start to see just how much power you actually have over your own life. But what about the power of positive self-talk? Mentally strong individuals are aware of the conversations they have with themselves. They've learned to replace negative self-limiting thoughts with empowering affirmations. Self-doubt is a natural part of the human experience. But mentally strong people don't allow these thoughts to dictate their behavior or undermine their confidence. They challenge negative self-talk and replace it with a belief in their abilities and potential. Instead of thinking, "I can't do this," they think, "I'm capable of figuring this out." By consciously shaping their inner dialogue, mentally strong people build a mindset that is confident, resilient, and solution-oriented. Think about how powerful it could be if you could shift your inner narrative from one of doubt to one of belief. One thing that might stand out in the way mentally strong individuals navigate life is their capacity for delayed gratification. In a world that celebrates instant results and quick fixes, mentally strong people know that good things take time. They are willing to sacrifice short-term pleasure or comfort for long-term success. Whether it's putting in the hours at work, saving money instead of splurging, or choosing to exercise even when they don't feel like it, they have mastered the art of patience and delayed gratification. This is what helps them achieve big goals and long-term success, even when it requires sacrificing immediate rewards. The ability to delay gratification is a huge part of mental strength because it helps you stay focused on the bigger picture and maintain a sense of purpose, even when the journey is tough. But here's a powerful truth. Mentally strong people are not afraid of discomfort. In fact, they actively seek it out. They understand that growth happens when you push through discomfort. This could mean facing fears, trying new things, or taking on challenges that feel overwhelming. They know that avoiding discomfort is a shortcut to stagnation. The more you embrace discomfort, the more resilient you become. Mentally strong individuals understand that nothing worthwhile comes without a little pain. Whether it's the discomfort of putting in hard work or the discomfort of saying no to others, they view discomfort as a necessary part of personal and professional growth. They're not afraid of stepping out of their comfort zones because they know that's where the magic happens. Another habit that ties everything together is the practice of self-discipline. Mental strength is built on the foundation of discipline. Whether it's the discipline to stay consistent, the discipline to make tough decisions, or the discipline to keep moving forward even when motivation is low. Mentally strong individuals don't rely solely on motivation to get things done. They understand that motivation fluctuates, but discipline is what sustains progress in the long run. Discipline is about doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Imagine a life where your actions aren't based solely on how you feel, but on the goals you're determined to achieve. That's the power of discipline in action. In conclusion, developing mental strength is a journey of continual growth, self-awareness, and intentional habits. Mentally strong people are not defined by their circumstances, but by how they choose to respond to them. They are proactive in cultivating habits that fortify their minds and empower their lives. The good news: you too have the ability to develop these habits. It starts with taking small steps, setting boundaries, embracing discomfort, focusing on what you can control, and practicing self-compassion. Mental strength is not a destination but a lifelong journey. The question is, will you start today? The path is yours to walk, and every step you take brings you closer to becoming the mentally strong person you're capable of being. As we continue to explore the habits of mentally strong people, it becomes evident that mental fortitude is a multifaceted quality that touches nearly every aspect of life. But it's not just about surviving difficult moments, it's about thriving in the face of adversity. It's about maintaining control over your mindset regardless of what's happening around you. And let's be clear, it's not always easy. Mental strength doesn't come from avoiding hardship, it's cultivated through experiencing hardship and learning how to rise above it. That's the secret to resilience. Not that you never falter, but that you learn to keep going despite the inevitable setbacks. Mentally strong people, for instance, cultivate an inner sense of peace. They don't let the chaos of the world steal their serenity. In a world full of distractions and external noise, maintaining peace of mind can seem nearly impossible. But mentally strong individuals understand the importance of mental clarity and emotional peace. They prioritize practices such as meditation, mindfulness, or simply taking a moment to breathe. They know that taking time to center themselves doesn't make them weak, it makes them stronger. They understand that the more they feed their minds with peace, the more they can face life's challenges with calm and poise. So, ask yourself, how much better could you face life's struggles if you gave yourself the gift of peace every day? Another habit that sets mentally strong people apart is their ability to maintain perspective. It's easy to get caught up in the minutiae of life, the small issues, the minor inconveniences that seem so big in the moment. But mentally strong individuals have developed the skill of stepping back and looking at the bigger picture. They understand that life is a series of peaks and valleys. What might feel like a massive problem right now is just a blip on the radar in the grand scheme of things. They've learned to zoom out when life gets overwhelming, which allows them to approach challenges with a sense of balance and reason. This ability to maintain perspective helps them navigate even the most challenging situations without losing their sense of self or purpose. A pivotal habit that mentally strong people embody is the pursuit of excellence, not perfection. Perfection is a trap. It's an impossible standard that sets you up for constant disappointment. But excellence? Excellence is something achievable. It's about doing your best, learning from every experience, and striving to improve, without the burden of needing everything to be flawless. Mentally strong people understand that perfectionism can be paralyzing. Instead, they focus on progress, on getting better every day, and on embracing their efforts even when they fall short. They know that they'll never be perfect, but they can always strive for excellence. Think about how liberating it would feel to let go of the pressure to be perfect and simply focus on improving, without fear of failure. A lot of mentally strong people also understand the importance of trusting their instincts. While it's important to seek advice and learn from others, mentally strong individuals have learned to trust their inner voice. They understand that their intuition is often their subconscious mind's way of guiding them toward what's best for them. Whether it's in relationships, work, or personal decisions, they've learned to listen to their gut. This doesn't mean they ignore logic or reason, but they don't dismiss their instincts either. Trusting your gut can give you the confidence to make decisions that feel right for you, even when others might question your choices. The more you trust your instincts, the more you align your actions with your true self, and the more mentally strong you become. Self-reflection is another habit that plays a key role in the development of mental strength. Mentally strong individuals regularly reflect on their thoughts, actions, and emotions. They don't shy away from looking inward. They take time to understand themselves, why they act the way they do, what triggers their emotions, and how they can improve. This self-awareness helps them make better decisions, manage their emotions more effectively, and continue to grow. Without self-reflection, it's easy to go through life on autopilot, reacting without understanding why. But mentally strong people don't let life just happen to them. They actively engage with it. They understand that the more they reflect, the more they learn about themselves and the world around them. This constant self-awareness is one of the cornerstones of mental strength. But let's not forget the importance of social connection. Mentally strong people recognize the value of having a strong support system. They know that they can't go it alone, and they actively nurture relationships with people who inspire, encourage, and challenge them. Surrounding yourself with positive, like-minded individuals can significantly impact your mental resilience. It's through these connections that mentally strong people gain perspective, strength, and motivation. They've learned that asking for help doesn't make them weak, it makes them stronger. It's not a sign of failure to lean on others. Rather, it's a testament to the strength that comes from community. Who are the people in your life who lift you up, and how can you create more meaningful connections with them? There's also the powerful habit of embracing discomfort. Mentally strong people deliberately put themselves in situations that push them beyond their comfort zones. They understand that growth doesn't happen while you're resting in comfort, it happens when you're tested. Whether it's challenging yourself physically, mentally, or emotionally, they know that the greatest opportunities for personal development lie in the spaces where discomfort lives. It's easy to avoid discomfort. It's easy to stay within your comfort zone where everything feels safe and predictable. But mentally strong individuals understand that it's through discomfort that you build true resilience. They choose to face difficult situations, not because they're masochists, but because they know it's through facing discomfort head-on that they can build lasting strength. Gratitude is another pillar that mentally strong individuals rely on to cultivate mental strength. By practicing gratitude, they reframe their circumstances and shift their focus from what they don't have to what they do have. Gratitude is a tool that shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. It's easy to get caught up in complaints or dissatisfaction, but mentally strong individuals focus on the positives, even in tough times. They understand that gratitude is not just about being thankful for the good things, but about finding lessons and growth in the challenges they face. Gratitude helps them maintain perspective and fuels their ability to keep going, even when things seem bleak. Have you ever noticed how much lighter your spirit feels when you take time to acknowledge the good in your life? Gratitude is a powerful habit that strengthens your mind and your spirit. And then there's the power of optimism. The ability to see the potential in every situation, no matter how dire it may seem. Mentally strong individuals are optimistic, but their optimism isn't about ignoring the harsh realities of life. It's about choosing to believe that things will get better, that setbacks are temporary, and that every challenge can be overcome. Optimism helps them maintain hope when things seem impossible. It's not blind faith, it's a deep-rooted belief that no matter how tough life gets, they will find a way through it. Optimism fuels their perseverance, keeps their spirits high, and helps them keep moving forward even when the path seems unclear. It's the mindset that allows them to approach challenges with hope, courage, and the belief that something good can emerge from even the hardest circumstances. As you reflect on these habits, it's clear that mental strength isn't about being tough all the time. It's about being adaptable, resilient, and self-aware. It's about embracing discomfort, trusting your instincts, and developing a mindset that focuses on growth, not perfection. And the best part is that you don't need to be born with mental toughness. You can develop it every day, in every action, in every thought. You have the power to strengthen your mind. The habits that mentally strong people practice are not exclusive to them. They are available to you, and with commitment, you too can cultivate them. Mental strength is a choice, and it starts today. What habit will you work on first? The decision is yours. You said, as we continue exploring the habits that define mentally strong individuals, it's crucial to understand that these habits don't merely serve to help them survive. They empower them to thrive in any circumstance. The most remarkable part of mental strength is its ability to transcend the challenges of life, turning them into opportunities for growth. And no, it's not magic. It's a result of consistent, intentional effort. You too can develop these same habits and start transforming the way you engage with the world. But this journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress, about making small changes that compound over time into monumental shifts in how you navigate life. One of the most striking habits of mentally strong people is their capacity to embrace uncertainty. In a world that thrives on predictability and control, mentally strong individuals have mastered the art of living with uncertainty. Life is inherently unpredictable. No one can control when adversity strikes or how circumstances will unfold. But rather than trying to resist or control the unknown, mentally strong individuals have learned to accept it as a natural part of life. They don't need every step of the journey mapped out in advance. Instead, they trust that they'll adapt as things unfold. By embracing uncertainty, they free themselves from the anxiety that comes with trying to control every outcome. They focus on what they can control, how they respond to life's surprises, and trust that they have the resilience to handle whatever comes their way. It's also important to note that mentally strong people have a deep understanding of their values. They don't just let life happen to them. They live intentionally, making decisions based on what aligns with their core beliefs. When you know what you stand for, it's much easier to stay grounded and remain true to yourself, even when external pressures threaten to pull you in different directions. For mentally strong individuals, their values act as a compass, guiding their decisions and actions. They understand that life can be chaotic, but their values provide clarity, helping them maintain a sense of purpose and direction. If you don't yet have a clear sense of your values, ask yourself, what principles guide my decisions? What do I stand for no matter what? The habit of taking full responsibility for their actions is another defining trait of mentally strong individuals. They don't make excuses or blame others for their circumstances. They understand that while they cannot control everything that happens to them, they can control how they respond. Mental strength is built on the foundation of personal accountability. When things go wrong, they don't shy away from taking ownership and figuring out how they can do better next time. This doesn't mean they beat themselves up or dwell on mistakes. It simply means they refuse to pass off responsibility for their own lives. They are the captains of their own ships, steering their lives with purpose and intention, no matter the storms they face. It's a mindset that empowers them to take control of their future. Equally important is the willingness to forgive both others and themselves. Mentally strong people understand that holding on to grudges or past mistakes is like carrying unnecessary baggage. Forgiveness is a gift they give to themselves, not to the person who wronged them. It's about releasing the weight of resentment and allowing themselves to move forward. But forgiveness isn't just about letting go of others' wrongs. It's also about forgiving yourself. Mentally strong individuals don't let past mistakes define them. They recognize that they are human, and they give themselves grace to learn from their experiences and continue growing. Have you ever found yourself holding on to a grudge or a mistake from the past? Letting go of that emotional burden can be one of the most liberating steps you can take toward mental strength. In the same vein, mentally strong individuals have the ability to prioritize their mental health without hesitation. They don't view taking care of their emotional and mental well-being as a luxury, it's a necessity. In a world that often glorifies busyness and productivity, Mentally strong people know when to rest, recharge, and seek help when needed. They are not afraid to admit when they are struggling mentally or emotionally. They view seeking therapy or support as a sign of strength, not weakness. By taking care of their mental health, they ensure that they have the energy, focus, and resilience needed to keep moving forward, even when life gets tough. Mental health is just as important as physical health, and prioritizing it is a fundamental habit for maintaining mental strength. It's also worth noting that mentally strong individuals possess a growth mindset. They believe that their abilities and intelligence can be developed over time through effort and learning. This mindset is the opposite of a fixed mindset, which assumes that talent and intelligence are static and unchangeable. A growth mindset fuels their ability to take on challenges, persist through setbacks, and continuously improve. Mentally strong individuals don't see failure as a reflection of their inability. They see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. This mindset not only makes them resilient in the face of challenges, but also positions them for lifelong success. They approach every situation with the understanding that they can improve and adapt, no matter how difficult the task may seem at first. A crucial habit that mentally strong people practice is being present. It's all too easy to get lost in the past or worry about the future, but mentally strong individuals know that the only moment they truly have is the present one. They focus on the here and now, giving their full attention to whatever task, conversation, or experience is in front of them. This presence enhances their mental clarity, productivity, and emotional well-being. By fully engaging with the present, they avoid getting overwhelmed by hypothetical scenarios or regrets about the past. Being present also deepens their relationships, as they are able to truly connect with others and experience life in a more meaningful way. So how often do you find yourself lost in thought, distracted, or overwhelmed by what's next? Learning to live in the present can significantly strengthen your mind. Equally important is the habit of celebrating progress, not just outcomes. Mentally strong individuals understand the importance of recognizing their efforts, not just their results. Whether it's reaching a big milestone or completing a small task, they take time to acknowledge their progress. This habit reinforces their sense of accomplishment and fuels their motivation to continue working toward their goals. By celebrating progress, they build momentum, making it easier to stay focused and committed. Too often we get caught up in the end result and forget to appreciate the hard work it took to get there. Mentally strong people, however, know that each step forward is an achievement in itself. Another powerful habit is the ability to stay humble. Success, fame, or achievement doesn't inflate their egos. They understand that humility is not about downplaying their success, but about recognizing the role others have played in their journey. They appreciate the help, support, and opportunities they've received, and they remain grounded regardless of how much they achieve. Humility helps them remain open to learning, feedback, and growth, ensuring that they never stop evolving. When you stay humble, you remain open to improvement and growth. There's always something new to learn, and no one is ever done becoming better. Finally, mentally strong people know the importance of celebrating their uniqueness. They don't try to fit into societal norms or compare themselves to others. They embrace their individuality and understand that their unique strengths and qualities are what make them powerful. Mentally strong individuals are unapologetically themselves. They know that trying to conform to external standards only stifles their potential. Instead, they honor their unique perspectives, experiences, and contributions, which gives them the confidence to move through life with authenticity. When you embrace your true self, you unlock your full potential, and that's when the magic happens. In conclusion, the habits of mentally strong individuals form the bedrock of a life lived with purpose, resilience, and unwavering strength. These habits are not just about surviving life's challenges, they're about thriving through them, and ultimately transforming them into powerful lessons that shape who you are. By embracing the habits of mental strength, you unlock a world of possibilities, a life defined by growth, balance, and fulfillment. So ask yourself, what steps can I take today to begin cultivating these habits in my own life? The path to mental strength is right in front of you, waiting for you to walk it. The power is yours. As we come to the final part of our exploration into the habits of mentally strong individuals, it's important to reflect on the profound impact these habits can have on every aspect of your life. The mental fortitude of these individuals isn't born overnight. It's a product of deliberate, consistent practice over time. Each of the habits we've discussed, from embracing discomfort to fostering gratitude, has the potential to transform not just how you face challenges but how you live day to day. And the best part? These habits are accessible to everyone. You don't need special talents or extraordinary circumstances to develop mental strength. You simply need to be committed to cultivating these traits within yourself. Mentally strong people understand the importance of self-discipline. They don't let their emotions dictate their actions or allow fleeting desires to undermine their long-term goals. They are able to stay focused even when distractions abound. Self-discipline doesn't mean rigidly adhering to a set of rules. It's about making conscious, deliberate choices that align with your values and goals. It's the ability to say no to things that might feel good in the moment but ultimately aren't in your best interest. Whether it's resisting unhealthy habits, staying focused on a work project, or prioritizing your health, self-discipline is the foundation of long-term success. The more you strengthen your discipline, the more control you'll have over your future. So ask yourself, what areas of my life could benefit from more discipline? What are the small actions I can take every day to build that discipline? Another key habit of mentally strong individuals is accepting their limitations. This might sound counterintuitive, but embracing your limits is actually a powerful practice. Mentally strong people understand that they are not invincible. They have flaws, weaknesses, and areas where they don't excel. But rather than trying to cover up these shortcomings or pretend they don't exist, they accept them. They know that accepting their limitations allows them to focus on their strengths and pursue growth in the areas that truly matter to them. Acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means recognizing that you're human and that perfection isn't required. By acknowledging your limitations, you free yourself from the weight of unrealistic expectations, enabling you to operate from a place of self-acceptance and growth. The next time you feel overwhelmed by a challenge, remember, it's okay not to be perfect. Embrace your limitations and use them as a springboard for growth. It's also worth noting that mentally strong individuals cultivate a habit of seeking constructive feedback. They recognize that no one has all the answers, and they are open to learning from others. Feedback, when received positively, is a tool for improvement. It's a mirror that reflects areas for growth. Mentally strong people understand that receiving feedback is not a critique of their worth. It's an opportunity to improve. They seek out constructive criticism from mentors, peers, and even friends because they value the perspectives of others. Instead of fearing feedback, they embrace it as a catalyst for their development. By constantly seeking out and reflecting on feedback, they remain adaptable and willing to grow, even when it's uncomfortable. How open are you to receiving feedback? Do you view it as an opportunity or a threat? By embracing feedback, you can continually evolve into a stronger, more capable version of yourself. In addition, setting healthy boundaries is crucial for maintaining mental strength. Mentally strong individuals understand that saying no is not a weakness but a necessary act of self-preservation. Whether it's protecting your time, your energy, or your emotional well-being, they recognize the importance of establishing clear boundaries in their relationships and professional lives. Setting boundaries is about knowing your limits and standing firm in your decisions. It's about ensuring that you don't overextend yourself or compromise your values for the sake of others. While it might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to people-pleasing, creating boundaries is an essential act of self-respect. The more you protect your energy and time, the more capacity you have to focus on what truly matters to you. So take a moment to consider, where do I need to establish better boundaries in my life? A habit that is closely linked to mental strength is the practice of patience. In today's world, where instant gratification is often the norm, being patient can be challenging. Yet mentally strong individuals know that patience is a vital part of any process. They understand that good things take time, whether it's achieving a career goal, building a meaningful relationship, or improving their health. They don't rush the journey or expect immediate results. Instead, they embrace the process, knowing that sustained effort over time will yield results. Patience gives them the mental resilience to handle setbacks without giving up. If you struggle with impatience, ask yourself, what would it feel like to trust the process more fully? How would it change your perspective to allow time for things to unfold? Adaptability is another critical habit that mentally strong individuals excel in. Life is unpredictable and things don't always go as planned. But rather than clinging to rigid expectations, mentally strong people know how to adapt. They approach change with a sense of flexibility, understanding that life's twists and turns are often out of their control. Whether it's a sudden change at work, an unexpected personal setback, or an unforeseen challenge, they adjust their approach without losing momentum. Adaptability allows them to pivot when necessary and find new solutions to problems, rather than getting stuck in frustration. In fact, it's through adaptability that they often find new opportunities for growth and success. If you find yourself struggling with change, try to approach it as an opportunity to flex your adaptability muscle. How can you adjust your mindset to make the most of change? Mentally strong people also prioritize self-compassion. They understand that they are not perfect and that making mistakes is part of being human. Rather than berating themselves for failures or missteps, they practice kindness toward themselves. They acknowledge their shortcomings without judgment, and they give themselves the same compassion they would offer a friend in a similar situation. Self-compassion allows them to bounce back from setbacks more easily and continue moving forward with resilience. It's not about excusing mistakes or avoiding responsibility. It's about treating yourself with love and understanding when things don't go as planned. The more you practice self-compassion, the more you'll develop the mental strength to face life's challenges with grace and confidence. Another habit that stands out in mentally strong individuals is finding purpose in pain. When life throws hardship their way, mentally strong individuals don't simply endure. They seek meaning in their suffering. They understand that pain, whether physical, emotional, or psychological, can be a powerful teacher. It can teach you resilience, empathy, and wisdom. Instead of avoiding pain or wishing it away, mentally strong people lean into it, asking themselves, what can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger through this experience? They view pain as a stepping stone toward greater self-awareness and strength, and they trust that it will pass just like all challenges do. By finding purpose in your pain, you transform what could be a burden into an opportunity for growth. Lastly, mentally strong people know the value of celebrating small wins. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Whether it's completing a challenging project at work, resisting the urge to procrastinate, or maintaining a positive attitude despite challenges, mentally strong individuals take time to celebrate their achievements. Celebrating small wins not only boosts confidence, but also fuels momentum. It reinforces the idea that progress, no matter how incremental, is still progress. By acknowledging even the tiniest victories, you stay motivated and inspired to keep pushing toward bigger goals. What small victories can you celebrate today? Recognizing and honoring them keeps you moving forward with purpose and energy. As you reflect on all these habits, embracing uncertainty, practicing patience, setting boundaries, and so much more, it's clear that mental strength isn't a one-time achievement. It's a lifelong journey of growth and development. It's about cultivating habits that serve you, that empower you, and that strengthen you over time. And while the path to mental fortitude isn't always easy, the rewards are immense. As you begin to adopt these habits, remember that each small step you take brings you closer to a life of greater resilience, peace, and fulfillment. The habits of mentally strong individuals are not reserved for a select few. They are available to anyone willing to put in the work. The time to start is now. What habit will you begin with today?